Good mythical morning, everyone. My wife divorced me, took the kids and left. Oh well, more time to fish. I found this new job in the newspaper and now I'm gonna make my living doing what I love. Man, I feel so good. Alone and thriving. Alone and thriving through a very thick body of myth. Well, good morning. Welcome to the Greater Marrow. I must say, quite the dramatic first impression. I see you've already introduced yourself with the jagged rocks along the bay. If you just shut up, huh? Wait, hold on. I crashed into rocks, I died, but I'm on land. I got a new vessel. Oh my goodness, I am reborn! And my sole purpose is to fish! Yes! That's right, suck on that, Susan! I hereby swear my unyielding loyalty to the mayor and his nefarious intents with my tireless behavior. Wow. I am already in their taxing system. Divine, the flawless system of capitalism stretches to worlds even far beyond our own. Spectacular. The smell of fish reminds me of her. Wow, a deck full of fish after one day. Such richness in these waters. Time to sell my catch to the fishmonger. The happiest man in the 9 realms. This is fucking paradise. This divorce has been the best thing that has ever happened to me. Why care about my offspring when I can spring off to sea? I cannot wait to discover all the fish that are lurking in these beautiful waters. Well, I have yet to familiarize myself with the marine diseases that occur around these waters, so I'll just bring it back to Mr. Brightside to see if he knows anything before I throw the poor thing back. He's getting excited. He's breathing heavier. What the, Wait, hold on. He prefers them over normal fish. He'll pay me more for this guy than for this. Whatever. His business. Look at the time. I still wanted to hit the Gale Cliffs so I can start fishing there early tomorrow. They all pretty seriously warned me about the night for some reason. Fuckers must think I'm an amateur. I fished here last night and everything was fine. Matter of fact, I saw another vessel just like mine out there last night. Big question is, do I dare disobey the short king who gave me a second chance at life? Fuck it. What's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that can... What's the worst? What's the worst?
You didn't tell me about this. You should have told me about this.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Welcome to Dredge, a game filled with fishing, treasure, exploration, companionship, and horrors beyond our imagination. Time flies by because fishing requires patience, and patience destroys marriages. Time only moves when you're performing activities, so that's moving, fishing, dredging, and installing equipment. When you're interacting with people, selling fish, upgrading your ship, purchasing equipment, or simply not moving, time will remain frozen. Your journey kicks off in the glorious, thriving society of the Greater Marrow, across from the weak excuse of an establishment called Little Marrow. The archipelago of Dredge surrounds the Marrows with 4 main islands, and some dangleberries that usually copy the biomes of the island they are closest to. The 4 main islands, respectively in order of visitation when following the game's main storyline, are the Gale Cliffs, Stellar Basin, Twisted Strand, and the Devil's Spine. Every island has its own kind of biome that hosts their own special species of fish, and with that, their own kind of trouble.
¿Esos son ribos o son night?
In between the big dogs lies the open ocean, and outside the big dogs lie the uncharted waters. If you're curious and you want to explore beyond the map, then here's a tip. Don't. Throughout the map you can find materials spread across islands, shipwrecks, and in the hands of those who want your rod. These materials are wood, metal scraps, cloth, and refined metal. Take these materials to the dry dock and use them to upgrade your ship from a level 1 cock truck to a level 99 ocean poacher. You can visit the shipwright to purchase new goods for your ship, such as rods, lights, and nets, and miscellaneous materials. The shipwright and the dry dock can be found on all of the big islands. The Marrows has its own little shop operated by Oprah Winfrey, and the other 4 islands are operated by none other than Ashley Spinelli and her ability to teleport. Before you actually can purchase items from the shipwright, you need to complete the necessary research for the item you want to purchase. It works like so. The fish are categorized in certain types related to the types of water they like to hang around. So, the mangrove biome of the Twisted Strand hosts predominantly mangrove-type fish that can only be caught with specialist equipment you need to research to acquire. To perform research, you need to hand in research parts, which are primarily rewarded to you for completing missions, but they are also scarcely spread across the map. So in short, get the research part, work your way down the tree, and purchase the equipment so you can get more fish, and the cycle continues. Last but not least, the map is ridden with lost treasure, aka items that belong to other people, just laying there unattended. Consider it theft, consider it finders keepers. Either way, a fishing game is nothing without a little pirate activity. Am I right, me mateys? To back up my claim, the trader who is faded off that Josh agrees. Things like research parts and treasure cannot be fished up with your fishing rod. Instead, you need to dredge them. Game title mentioned, video over. But the main goal of the game is to actually find 6 different relics, which all contribute to accessing the ending of the game. But I'ma keep it a billion. These pieces look like they are worth a fortune. Best believe I'm selling these to the first person I see. Too bad, the game will instead bully you into handing over these valuable items in exchange for Shadow Wizard Money Gang powers, as if I'm supposed to believe there's fucking wizardry in a fishing game. Well, holy shit. Alright, gentlemen, let's discuss some fish. Good morning, everyone. Fishing is an ancient practice carefully initiated and developed by our great ancestors and beautifully perfected by our sunburnt uncles. It requires patience, timing, perseverance, and some delusion to make yourself believe that those eyes staring at you from the depths are in fact not real. When you found a fishing spot and start fishing, your rod will automatically reel in the fish with 100% guaranteed success. But that takes forever. Worry not though, you can reel them in quicker by paying respects to the fish when the cursor hovers over the green. However, fail the timing and the fish will be set back significantly. Different fish have different timing events in their fishing circle. Some fishing circles have different sized green zones. Some fishing circles are chopped up, shifting your cursor to a random end piece each time you reel correctly. Some fishing circles manifest their desired shapes from within themselves. Some circles aren't even circles. Some fishing circles are circles, but the cursors are balls. Sometimes a yellow timing event will appear in the fishing event, indicating the presence of a trophy fish, which by default sell for more than a normal fish. Landing the yellow timing perfectly will instantly reel in the fish, which is pretty fucked up. Imagine this in real life. I know that shit hurt. However, if you miss the timing event, it's gone forever. Bye. Variety was never an issue. But be careful. If your rod breaks, it will lose its quick fish function, making you wait for eons. But Jorise, that is fine, right? You said fishing is about patience. My brother in the dark arts, you are correct. However, patience is a pitfall of indolence. Every second you spend waiting for your prey, so are they. The only way to effectively break your rods is to crash your boat. So simply put, don't crash your boat. Crashing your vessel into terrain damages your hull and could destroy your equipment or even throw things overboard. One time, I promised this withered old yank that I would take him back to the Little Marrow, but to my deep regret, and definitely my sorrow, I crashed into some rocks and his ragged ass flew overboard, completing my mission. But my next passenger mission was finding a suitable home for a stranded dog. I was locked in, couldn't even make a single mistake. I took precaution on every move as if I was a certain person trying to cover up a certain act. And to keep covering up for my questionable, dare I say, suspicious behavior, I trust maxed myself with the community by aiding every single person or being in the entire realm, thus lowering my suspicion, aka I did all the side quests. Though it got a bit dicey with the wizards, because they would like ask you to catch a fish for them, and you're like, yo dude, I'll catch a fish for you, and he'd like put his fingers through his heart and eat it, and it's like, dude, it's kind of weird. Like, you want another one? Okay, he wants 2 more, goddamn. And he'd do the same thing. And after the 3rd one, they would just like, they'd sit back and chill and die. Like refusing to elaborate. If wizardry isn't your thing, then the more socially accepted quests include gathering fish for research, retrieving items with emotional value, retrieving items with practical value, catching a cursed fish with nutritional value. Hey man, I don't think you wanna. All right. Transporting travelers with your ship, delivering mail. Are you okay? And slaying mind-controlling, motion-sensitive swamp monsters. Hey, whoa! Not a boring day on the job. There are 2 other methods to make a catch: trawl nets and crab pots. Trawl nets catch fish passively as you fare about. The harvest is bountiful, but it takes several days to fill up your net, and the very species it is able to catch sell for fucking nothing and 50 cents. The only thing it's good at is destroying the ocean floor. Crab pots can trap some very valuable species, but they require a lot of maintenance for the little space they have, and are you gonna take them out, or? This is all fun and games, but what exactly are we doing here? Why are we collecting these relics? Why are these fish so fucked up? Why is she looking at me like that? Damn. Why is this book so important, and who is this motherfucker? Let me tell you the true, hidden in plain sight meaning of Dredge. From this point on, I will answer all of these questions. If you wish to remain spoiler-free for your own playthrough, I thank you for watching up until this point, but if you don't care, then here we go. You crashed into some rocks in an unknown region. Devastated by your divorce and crippling in debt, you must fish to repay what you owe. Soon enough, you find a fucked up looking fish that, when inspected by the fishmonger, holds a handkerchief. Whatever. The first relic of 6. Right after, Mr. Sketches himself kindly suggests that you hand that shit over and search for the remaining relics. Confused, yet out of options, you decide to do so. The second relic after the handkerchief is found in the Marrows. A key is dredged up from the depths, which you hand over to the collector. He twinkle twinkle little stars his book, and boom, you acquire the haste ability, a powerful, panic-inducing speed boost that blows up your engines when you overuse it. The third relic can be found behind a wall of debris in the Gale Cliffs, a rather unintimidating mission, apart from the totally fucking awesome 10 Shinhan fish lurking in the cliffs. On your way home, you find a shipwreck that seems to look exactly like your current ship, laid to waste between a few rocks out at sea. And when you return to the Marrows, the lighthouse lady jump scares you but disappointedly leaves when she realized that you are not the face she was hoping to see. She did mention something about your engine sounding familiar. Strange. You hand over the first edition JBL boombox to gain the manifest ability, granting you the power to teleport back to where it all began from anywhere on the map. Using manifest will automatically renew your online therapeutic subscription, because holy fuck. Your next stop is the Stellar Basin, a magical island structure full of vibrant tropical species, neon-like colors at night, pearly white beaches, an abandoned village, an old research facility, an abandoned fortress, a sarlacc? What the fuck? The fucking Titanic? Leo! Hey! Leo! Here you must put to sleep Boba Fett's alleged killer by using third world Bluetooth so you can snatch the fourth relic, teleport back to the collector, regain your cool, hand over the ring to join LeBron James in loving the devil and using his powers to repel his own creations. Alright, next stop, to Vietnam we go. Here awaits a maze-like swampy biome with curious contraptions, roots that move on their own during the nightfall, and oh! Cool. This is where you encounter straight up the coolest man to ever live. Nay, survive. Team up with him, kill the evil swamp monsters, and it's happy ever after. Well, just for you and him though. His comrades died. Sorry, man. You take back the necklace to receive your final ability. A trophy, atrophy, whatever. A cylindrical, downwards-facing domain expansion that guarantees instant victory over all fish caught in the pinnacle of your fishing technique. You enter the Devil's Spine to encounter a wicked lunatic who urges you to transport flames to the statues, not by torch, not with the use of tools, but directly by hand. After having done that 3 times, as one would, you light the beacons and the lunatic fucking dies, leaving you with, you guessed it, a watch. Did you realize though that up until now, it has just been you and your boat, exploring the waters, meeting all kinds of people, setting foot on every island you can find on your map, and discovering marine species along the way? Jesus! Alien vs Predator type shit. Your purposeful journey has actually been quite warm and peaceful. My brother in Christ. Psych. Across the map, you are continuously haunted and hunted by a plethora of otherworldly evil. Sometimes the threat reacts to sound, sometimes to light, movement, or even your lack of sleep. But most just want to fuck you up. The moment you paid off your debt to the mayor and left the safety of the Marrows, the insurance company expired your contract. When you meet your inevitable demise at sea, when you slip through the cracks of your floorboard and sink into the deep dark, you are not to hope for any help. You are no longer a man in need of saving. You are a fish. Though the stress of death can be quite unwishful, you will find that the world opens itself up to those who are wicked enough to comprehend it. Scattered throughout the world are these cold black stones that you can always interact with, yet never get a response from. But in a state of high panic, with a high level on-contact genjutsu, the stones hit you in your vulnerable state by imprinting the truth into your nervous system. Pay close attention to their biddings and you come to learn more about just why you are the only one that travels between the islands. Congratulations, Fisher! You now possess ancient knowledge, way beyond human comprehension, and permanent trauma. At this point, the fisherman we are playing is getting quite fucking angry. And understandably so. He has been putting his life at risk for no reason for someone he doesn't know. By all means, and definitely besides the fact that his life is being controlled by a higher power, the main character is a fucking idiot. If my ass was in the Gale Cliffs and I see a behemoth of a fish chasing me down and collapsing the rocks beside me, I am never talking to you again. I am taking that music box and I'm gonna sell it on the black market. But here we are, sowing what we reaped. Stop. We handed over every single relic, and now we only need one more thing. That little book of yours. And of course, people, since this is an older man, you politely ask them to hand it over. Once. We now got the book of the deep... What the fuck? We now got the book of the deep in our hands, baby. What are we gonna do with it? I don't know, probably throw it away or something. Damn, why you say that though? Why you say that? However, you are given two choices to end the story. One by following the collector, and the other by following the hunchback of the Notre Lighthouse. Lighthouse lady wants you to throw the book back to whence it came, presumably ending this once and for all, but the collector promises that you will see her again. I just pondered my orb. It says you're confused, and that is understandable. Let me explain the backstory, as told by 10 messages in a bottle and 2 very obscure notes found across the map of Dredge. Here we go. Chronologically, this is how all the notes and messages put together explain the story. The story revolves around an unnamed fisherman and his wife, Julie. The fisherman buys the necklace for Julie on December 22nd, 1926, engraved with "For Jay, my shining star." The J, of course, standing for John Mayer. On March 6, 1927, the fisherman proposed to Julie, giving her the necklace and the ring in the Stellar Basin. Assuming this is where all the tragedy started, it is safe to assume that the fisherman was involved in the terroristic act of sinking the Titanic. Later in June that year, the fisherman's mom kicked the bucket and left behind a mysterious pocket watch for Julie, which she dislikes but begrudgingly accepts as she knows it would mean a lot for her fiancé. Following shortly after, in the summer of 27, the fisherman renamed his boat, throwing away everything with the old name on it. The only reference left would be a small keychain that Julie kept as a memoir to the ocean's riches. The following day, Julie and the fisherman crashed into some rocks with their boat, causing some of their belongings to be thrown overboard, which is shit on its own. But then the fisherman decides to get paranoid, checking the steps of an alleged renaming ceremony. In concern, he did it incorrectly, to the surprise of Julie, as she never knew her fiancé to be that superstitious. A few weeks later, the fisherman starts tweaking, not allowing Julie back on board anymore and installing dredging equipment onto his boat, which he probably just used for piracy. 5 days later is where it gets worse. Julie from this point is starting to spiral. Finally, she was let back on board by her fiancé and the crew, but on their adventure, they dredged up this old wooden casket. They broke its etching streak and spilled its containments all over the deck. The last 2 messages have no recoverable date on them. The first undated letter explains that the fisherman left Julie for some reason and now hoes are mad, which is quite whatever, none of my business. Moving on to the second letter, which is quite remarkable, saying, "My darling, I have found you at last. When you left, I was scattered to the winds, but now I almost feel whole again. There is only one thing left to do. Throw me back. Wow. The plot thickens. Finishing up this reading session, there were also 2 notes found in the waters, one from the fisherman and one from an unknown author. The fisherman wrote, "Straight out of his ass. What the fuck is this? Took the time and effort out of his own day to carefully yap on a piece of paper? Do not ever let this man near literature again." Thank you. The second note is found on an island near the Devil's Spine. Even though we don't know the identity of the writer, the man probably thinks he is Tom fucking Cruise or something. Making campfires on islands. Grow up. So, here are our most crucial pieces of information. First, Julie and the fisherman somehow activated the curse/disease in the waters by opening the chest. Second, Julie got hit with the curse into Devor's combo, making her go manic. Third, all the relics are in some way connected and or related to Julie and the fisherman. Fourth, Julie was scattered to the winds, but now that all the relics and the book are within your possession, she almost feels whole again. 5 equals rise. The collector has sent you out to collect 5 relics, with the probable intent of bringing Julie back. What does the fisherman mean by 5 is rise? Does he know? And if so, how does he know? And how did Julie even write those letters at all? And last but not least, assuming the last ragged note wasn't written by the fisherman, then who else was so knowledgeable about the curse? Perhaps the old mayor? A man dead set on destroying the book? Or even the crazy man at the spire who gave you the last relic? I don't know. It remains a mystery in my brain, so curiosity overtook my system as I chose to end the game following the collector. I'm sorry, Granny. No risk, no reward. It is 1 a.m. sharp. The time has finally come. We move out to a very specific location as we throw the relics overboard one by one, chanting the spells of the Crimson Book. The ritual is now complete. The sea grows fiercer, the lights cut off, and something seems to arise from the bottom of the ocean. Yo! She lives? Oh lord, this man was right. Was that in your little book? Well, it doesn't save the game anyway, so I don't really care. Let's go with Granny. Granny, you old bitch, get on board. Kobe. Well, this is fucking boring. So remember, folks, you always get a second chance in life. Always. Nothing is permanent and people will forgive you. If you make a company-crushing mistake at work, there's always another company. You run over the neighbor's dog, no worries, you still get to pet your own. You blow up a gas station, kill 13 people, chin up, you get 15 next time. You mistakenly throw some items into the water and summon the cursed deity, wreaking havoc on the entire world, changing the future of the planet forever. Economy's not dead, son. Now the normal fish are worth more. Potato, tomato. Alright people, that has been it. Thank you for sticking with me and my terrible upload speed. I promise to lock in more from now on. To solidify that promise, I will quit everyday life to devote myself fully to the Catholic Church. From now on, I will spend my days mowing the lawn and making heat in my candle-lit hydropower chamber. Of course, I will always include all of you in my prayers. Amen, people. Enjoy a compilation of my favorite photos that I took in this game before you click onto my next video. Bye bye. This sucks!